Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to be presenting Gilbert Ryle's theory. He is a philosopher and a professor.
Also authored The Concept of Mind,
where he rejected the notion that mental states are separable from physical states. To understand the theory, here are some examples and a conversation platform before we go to its conclusion.
She was so mad, as if she was spitting bullets. Or, it's so hot, you could fry an egg on the sidewalk.
These sentences used could lead to false assumptions and misunderstanding.
He had an evaluation on Descartes' idea that mind is distinct from the body.
Ryle's points against Descartes' theory. First is the relation between mind and body are not isolated processes. Second is mental processes are intelligent acts and are not distinct from each other. Lastly, the operation of the mind is itself an intelligent act.
Good morning. I will explain to you Gilbert Ryle's concept of the mind. In order for us to understand Gilbert Ryle's theory, we have to look back to René Descartes' theory. Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." But according to Ryle, it's supposed to be, "I act, therefore I am." Ryle said that Descartes and the others categorized the mind and the body as if it was in the same category, and that was a mistake. This created a distinction between the mind and the body that he called the dogma of the ghost in the machine. The dogma of the ghost in the machine is supported by the idea that between two categorical parts, there is a conjunction that connects both, and it is of course an absurd idea. To clear things up, the soul exists to act as a bridge between the body and the mind, but Ryle argued that there is no need for a bridge. However different functions they have, they still relate to each other. The workings of the mind are not distinct from the actions of the body. They are rather a way of explaining the actions of the body. But first, to make it easier for us to understand, dogma means blind belief or faith, and he refers to ghosts as our soul or a hidden entity, while the machine refers to our body. So, in short, he said that there is no soul inside our body that operates it. Instead, our behavior comes from our actions. How we actually act will distinguish what kind of a person we are. For example, following Descartes' belief, you would think that you will be a future billionaire. Therefore, you will be. But according to Ryle, even when you think you will be a future billionaire, but your set of actions actually show that you are a very lazy person and don't handle money very well, then in reality, you will be just a lazy and a broke person. That's how he debunked Descartes' theory. According to Gilbert Ryle, both the existence of the mind and its contents and workings are explainable in behavior. The workings of the mind are not shadowy operations behind bodily performances. They are the performance themselves. So, our understanding of ourselves comes from the set of behaviors that we show, and we can infer others with what behaviors they show. Ryle admits that his approach to the theory of the mind is behavioristic, in being opposed to the theory that there are hidden mental processes that are distinct from observable behaviors. His approach is based on the view that actions such as thinking, remembering, feeling, and willing are revealed by modes of behaviors or by disposition to modes of behaviors. This theory makes us observe more on others because it is limited on what behaviors are shown to us and how we see them as a person. But with this concept, there may be a lot of underlying deception. We often hear the phrase, actions speak louder than words. But can we always be sure that their actions actually align with what they think? Or Ryle's concept may be actually flawed?
Ryle argued that the traditional conception of the human mind, that it is an invisible ghost-like entity occupying the physical body, is based on what he called a category mistake.
Ryle is the one who critiqued about Descartes' views on the mind and the body. From Descartes' view, the body and the mind are distinct from each other. They had separate independencies and characteristics. However, on the other hand, Ryle's views are the opposite. He believed that the separation between the mind and the body is a category mistake, with an added emphasis, of course. Continuing, he believed that either one of these elements, the mind or the body, should not be isolated from one another. This stresses the idea that these two elements are required in order to make a functioning person. His view is on the more scientific or truthful spectrum. He also claims that to identify yourself, you must also identify your actions. So if you believe you are a good person, you are helping other people, doing chores, respecting your elders, and the overall gratitude and compassion. While on the other hand, if you believe you are bad, which most people are in denial of, you might done some heinous things, petty crimes, or even tax evasion. So that is it for Gilbert Ryle's views. He is a really riled up philosopher.
Self. Ryle believed that self comes from behavior. We're all just a bundle of behaviors caused by the physical workings of the body.
Where do we get our sense of self? It is from our behavior and actions. You are thinking of yourself as a kind person because of the kind actions that you showed. And as what Gilbert Ryle has stated, that your actions define your own concept of self.